All right, let's begin with the big lead story. We're discussing India's fast-moving consumer goods or FMCG markets. Value growth has fallen 16.5% sequentially in May compared with the month of April as per a report, signaling reduced consumer spends on daily essentials due to rising prices across categories. Is this a trend which will continue? Kritika Arora brings you this special report.
Are Indians buying smaller sachets of shampoos? Why did the heatwave fail to spur demand for air conditioners and refrigerators? That's the big question weighing on everyone's mind. Remember, consumption is one of the key drivers of India's economy, and a dip in demand is surely not good news. The demand for fast-moving consumer goods was 16% lower in May in comparison with the month of April. Even sales of refrigerators and air conditioners fell by 15% in the month of May, when several northern and central states battled extreme heat waves. Here are some more figures. Confectionery and home care category sales fell 10% in May month-on-month, while sales of personal care products and packaged food also fell by 5% during the month. Experts say a persistent price hike has reshaped consumer demand, and people are now holding off big purchases in the hope prices will fall in near future. What more? Consumers are also buying smaller packets of atta and cream as inflation continues to eat into the household savings. Prices in FMCG space have increased around 20% in the last 9 months since the companies have started to pass the spike in their input cost to customers. For companies too, the cost of everything from oil to logistics to packaging cost has gone up considerably in the last 1 year. But all is not lost, as an excise duty cut on fuel and several other governmental steps to rein in inflation are expected to bear fruit in the weeks to come.
The IMC is monitoring prices on a daily basis between food and consumer affairs. So we are using more and more scientific methodologies.
Companies are hopeful of a 10% reduction in input costs, but it remains to be seen how quickly the relief will be passed on to the end consumer.
And to speak more on this, I'm joined now by Siddharth Sanyal, Chief Economist and Head Research, Bandhan Bank. I'm also speaking with Akshay D'souza, CMO of Bizom, who's put out that report we're quoting. Akshay, great to have you on the show. Siddharth, welcome back as always. Let me begin with you, Mr. D'souza, on what the findings of the report are. If you can give us some of those details to start off with.
So thanks for having me, Tamanna. So firstly, one of the things that we are seeing is, companies in FMCG have typically been banking on price-led growth, right? So I think multiple rounds of price increases. Finally, I think consumers have lapped all of it until the last month. But I think right now what consumers are actually saying in May, this is as far as we go. There is a move to look at value packs on the one side, which means they not necessarily go into smallest sachets. So they're willing to look at a slightly higher. So for example, if your biscuit packet at ₹5 gives you five biscuits, but the biscuit packet ₹10 gives you 12 biscuits. It's a very different scenario. So consumers are looking at value, and I think that's what is coming out very clearly on the one side. On the other side, we are seeing that in discretionary categories, companies are looking at hooking in consumers for a longer time. So they're offering value at multiple SKUs put together. Bundled packs is kind of one of the trends that seems to be coming at the moment. But I think what's clear now is price-driven growth alone is not sufficient. I think there has to be a move towards driving consumption also, and that's really the trend for the future.